The GEEK Files, 2026, April 14th. Transprovincial, fall of 88, spring of 92. So when Smitty wound up with the DC-4 from Buffalo Airways, he said, "You want to ride? You know, want to do a loop with us for old time's sake?" So I said, "Sure, why not?" I mean, it's been a long time since I've been on the jump seat of a DC-4, so away we went. I guess it wouldn't have been the jump because they had a load master. Fours carry a lot of cargo, and you want a load master. So off we go. I think this would be the spring of 91. And the weather's typical Southeast Alaska spring weather. It's, clouds moving in and out. And on the way up, we're flying low because, being a pilot is extremely boring, especially if you're not on one of the majors flying a route, because you get paid by how much you move. So you don't want to climb high, you don't want to take any long routes, you don't want to do anything but get there as fast as you can, get unloaded as fast as you can, get back and get reloaded as fast as you can. Minimum fuels, just hauling cargo as fast as you can. So we're flying up the Stikine and then up the Iskit, Smitty heights, let's just say, maybe 500 feet above the ground. The co-pilot's got this thing in his hand from Garmin, and he's leaning it against the window. And I asked Smitty, "What is this?" He says, "It's GPS." "What's GPS?" He says, "It will record our position, and we can map our route." Okay. So we were flying up the middle of the river at about 500 feet above the river, both the Iskit and Stikine. And this guy was sticking in waypoints on this Garmin GPS, big unit. And we get up there and unload, and there's nothing to, and load it up and take off. And the weather's closing in, there's a fog bank rolling in. I could something this doesn't look good. He said, "Don't worry about it." And on the way back, we just followed the waypoints. We're flying. Don't think we ever lost sight of the ground, but we sure lost sight of what was in front of us. And the co-pilot would just say, "Yeah, left turn coming up in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold that course." And Smitty would just hold that course until the co-pilot would say, "A waypoint coming up," and blah, 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 blah. And that's how we got out. And we flew just waypoints on the Garmin GPS for about half the trip, having no idea what was in front of us and barely being able to see the ground under us. And we just held, I guess we were held altitude. And I looked at Smitty and said, "Do you do this all the time?" He said, "Yeah." Well, it just works. So, it's better than trying to climb out of the weather and running into a mountain. He says, it works. So we haul more cargo. And that's the way these guys were making up the time. Not exactly legal especially at that time. But, in aviation, rules are line of sight. If you can't see me, the rules don't apply. Yeah. So that was my very first experience with flying on GPS, or just GPS, period. Impressive and terrifying at the same time. But as far as I know, St. Pierre's still alive and still doing this stuff. So yeah, making appropriate life decisions. You don't make any money, but you get good stories.